Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 17th of August 2018. We're going to reflect on Matthew 19, 3 to 12. Listen. Some Pharisees approached Jesus and tested him, saying, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any cause whatsoever?" He said in reply, "Have you not read that from the beginning the Creator made them male and female and said, 'For this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, man must not separate." They said to him, "Then why did Moses command that the man give the woman a bill of divorce and dismiss her?" He said to them, "Because of the hardness of your hearts, Moses allowed you to divorce your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. I say to you, whoever divorces his wife, unless the marriage is unlawful, and marries another, commits adultery." His disciples said to him, "If that is the case of a man with his wife, it is better not to marry." He answered, "Not all can accept this word, but only those to whom that it is granted. Some are incapable of marriage because they were born so, some because they were made so by others, some because they have renounced marriage for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Whoever can accept this ought to accept it." The gospel of the Lord. We live in a world where everything is disposable, from coffee cups and napkins to gadgets and electronics. Little wonder then that people have become disposable too, and relationships mean little more than the satisfaction of certain needs or the fulfillment of some agenda. Love is consequently little more than a coin used to accomplish a transaction. Once the needs are met, the agenda fulfilled, the transaction completed, it's over. Promises, vows, and commitments be damned, even if they are made with God as the witness. Given this, how can marriages survive? They can't, which explains the crisis in marriages today. Unless a person changes from being a selfish, self-centered individual to someone who's willing to die to himself for the sake of the other person, no relationship can survive much longer than the romantic phase. One cannot die to oneself, however, unless one has a deep relationship with God, because it is only God who teaches us the value of self-denial that comes with true love and then provides the grace to enable it. This December will make 31 years since my wife and I have been married. That is a very long time, especially today where marriages don't survive 31 weeks, sometimes not even 31 days. How did we do it? I really wish I could take the credit, but most of it goes to my wife. So how does she do it? Perhaps there are a few things we can learn from her. Before my conversion 16 years ago, I was an alcoholic, abusive, and philandering husband. I was a nightmare to live with. Yet she lived with me for 15 years. How? Why did she not leave like most women might have done? Two reasons. One reason was that her faith in God was unwavering. She believed that nothing was impossible for God, and if anybody could change me, He could. Part of this faith also included her faithfulness to the vow she took when we got married, "Till death do us part." Remember that? As well as what Jesus said in today's reading, "Therefore, what God has put together, let no one put asunder." Please consider this now, especially if you are planning on getting married or planning on getting divorced. We can't pick and choose what we want to obey from this book. If we say we believe in God, we do it all. And the second reason my wife stayed with me was her love for me, expressed in constant forgiveness. We read about this in yesterday's gospel. Peter asked Jesus if forgiving somebody 7 times was enough. Jesus said not 7 times, but 77 times, as often as was necessary. And my wife did that, yet again, living the gospel she professed to believe in. And what is the result of all of that? The man who sits before you here today. I'm still very far from being the person God created me to be. But thanks to my wife, to whom I dedicate today's reflection, I am getting there sooner than I might have otherwise. Isn't this difficult to do what she did? Yes, but remember, with God, everything is possible, no? So if you plan on getting married or you plan on getting divorced, please get God involved right now and keep Him involved right through. And both your marriage and you will be blessed. God bless.